Alright, CSS battle time. Let's do some bars. Let's drop some bars. Yep. Alright. It's like these deceptively simple ones are sometimes the hardest because they you want to make it as short as possible. So yeah, we could get these down pretty easy, but I know it's not a top solution, and that's part of the puzzle, though. You know, I always want to explore the puzzle. So I need to set a timer, though. I absolutely need to set a timer, and then we're good to go. 15 minutes. Let's do this. Let's. I'm gonna put a background on the HTML. I think I'm just gonna do this, and I wonder if what I can do. I could do borders. I could try to do box shadows. The downside of a box shadow, like if I shape the HTML just as that background, you know how sometimes we can just move it up out of the way and give it that width and then box shadow down, create that element. But because this is a different radius, we could clip it with box shadows on top of it, but that seems excessive compared to just positioning an element. You know, do 3 box shadows to get one thing placed might be a bit much. And then we still have the vertical line to deal with. We might use a gradient. Maybe I do a gradient on the body. I bet it'll want to repeat, though, if I do a linear gradient. Oh, is this a conic gradient? Hold on. I can do this with a conic gradient. This is just a conic gradient. Oh, man. All right. There we go. No, it's not quite just a conic gradient, but it is a conic gradient. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. This is where my head's at. Conic gradient on the HTML, right? And then we're going to have the same thing on the body, but the body is going to get margined in, so it stops here. Oh, I'm probably going to need a border to make it work because it's going to want to extend out. But a border is not too bad. You know, to have to use to create our edges there. And then the body, oh man, okay, this might be falling apart. So the body I want to be this size, right? With the same conic gradient, but then it doesn't extend out because it's shaped down. Will that work? All right, let's try this. Background, border, 20 pixels solid. Just make it transparent for now. I don't need anything else going right there. And then we're gonna do a conic gradient, and it's gonna be 75% of that. Oh, that's not the right syntax. 75% of this color, because I start with the top left thing because it wants to circle around. So I create this box first. 75%, and then we're going to go beige and 0. Okay. We have a lot going on here. Let's isolate the HTML. Our border is creating some interesting gaps, and then the way this background is cascading onto the canvas is also creating some issues. So the border transparent probably won't work. I will actually need to put the color in. I can't save any characters with that. There we go. And then we're going to do a no repeat for the moment. Repeat, I can spell it. Still spelled wrong. Yay. All right, now comes the sizing and the positioning. So what I need to do is let's hit 0, 0. We're probably gonna need both of those. Let's give ourselves a space, and then sizing, let's just go 100 pixels over and 50 pixels down, and that is what we have at the moment. I think what I'm going to need is 200, 230. Oh, well, that's 300. Oh, that's the width. I don't want to just change that. I want to change the position of it. Probably does need to be 200. No, a little bit. Yeah, it'll need to be. I'm trying to think. Something like that. It needs to land in the middle. That's the width, and the height needs to be probably 100. Okay. That seems about right. Let's use our at rule to place the gradient. Okay, and I start with pixels, and hopefully we can. Oh, this is actually starting to come together, because if I bring this up to 185, and then position it 5. Okay. And then we drop this by 20 pixels, but then we push it down by 20 pixels. That's not the right one. 45, 120. Why is that being so odd? Oh, okay. I did it. Did I do it the wrong way? Is that what I did? Oh, I think I know. I'm not sure what's happening. 110, 120. Nothing's changing here. Oh, that's why. That's why nothing's changing. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, 150. There we go. What do we have? Okay. 80. 75. Okay, and then this 80, 90. Alright, this is 70. Ooh. Okay. 20. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Now we can 65. No, 185. That's that one. Okay, and then if we collapse this with 40. Okay. No. If we keep that, I don't want this to be completely fragile when I change the border. If I do a margin, that'll break things. So let's do 60. 65. Bring it in, and then we'll adjust our positioning. So 25 and 45. Nope, I have it all broken now. Okay. Well, I'm almost out of battery. Okay, that's a little bit better. Oh no, it's not better. Oh, I see. That's right. The margin's good on the sides. It's not good on the tops. So the top needs to be like -20, 0. Now let's see what our position is. Okay. -25. There we go. Now we can start working with this. There we are. And 125, 120. And then we're gonna increase this to 120. Nope, 100, 80, something like that. And you're gonna go 135. I feel like it's 140. No, it's gonna be 135, I bet. Okay, moment of truth. Turn off the no repeat and see what happens. Well, it's not awful. Not entirely awful. Can I make this work? Will it work? Our width. Okay, there we go. Just over that. And our height. What do we got going on? It's way down there. Our height needs to be less. But our positioning. Okay. No, our height needs to be more and our positioning needs to be better. What I need to do okay, that's better. That's better. 10, 90. Our height needs to be 100. I'll get this. I can get this. It's just testing me. Does this need to be 95? And that needs to be 45? 50. Okay. What's happening? I need that to be thicker. My sides are about right. I wonder if... It's going to be a half pixel, of course. Okay, at least there's that. What am I doing? Sometimes I need to use these as well. Okay, so if I bring it down 5 pixels, that happens there. But what happens if I increase that to 100? Okay, what if we go -5? This whole video, I'll put it in the description. This whole video is like just messing with the gradient. I'm going to use all my time just trying to get this gradient right. But then if I can do the body, I can change its borders. And I just need to get my 40, 50, 60, 55. Okay, now it's too tall. 95. No. Okay. The spread is too much. Spread is too much. It does need to be up here. It does need to be like that. Our positioning. What's happening now? I don't think that's doing what I was hoping it would do. Okay, there's that. Okay, all right. So at least the top of the bars are now in line. So, ooh, okay, okay, okay. So, if I drop this thusly and increase this thusly, nope, I'm doing the exact same thing over again. All right, let's 30 and 80. Okay, so they're small. Really small now. There's my timer. I used to be better at this. Maybe I didn't used to be better at this. I think I always had this problem. Okay. 90. All right. So 50 and 90. I have bars that are just a touch too small. So at 55, 95. Again, we're off. That one's too small. That one's too small. So 50 gets the top lined up on the first one. 90 gets it lined up on the bottom one, but they are just not quite large enough. So I need this to be 100. That gets the first one lined up, but I need my spacing to decrease. But when I decrease it, the top one moves. So 90. So the top one shrinks. Okay, so I need it to be at 50. Bottom one's too far. Bottom one's the right distance. So it's the beige section, I think, that is causing grief. Okay. If we do that, increase the size, decrease the position, what are we getting? I think I'm getting big blue, yeah. Alright, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now, if I get the right sized ones, I can walk this gradient. There we are. We're walking the gradient down through. Let's do 100. I think those are the right sized ones. Yeah, that looks about right. Let's just step it down to where we need it. Oh, I still didn't get there. Okay. 110? 90? Is 90 the one that I need? Okay, let's look at this. They're too small. 100. Is that the right size? I have no idea what size it is. 40? Ooh, that's too big. That looks about right. Maybe it is 45. And then we can walk it down. Walk it down to where it needs to be. They are not spaced appropriately. 10. 35, 45, 55, 50. Still not spaced appropriately. I feel like I'm getting closer though. They're too big. Too big. Drop it to 100. Okay, they're the right size. No, that shouldn't determine size though. This is position. This is the image that I want. This is the this is the size of the background. Background size, background position, background 0 point. So if I walk this one up, increase that, they're getting bigger. Let's turn that off. That looks like the right size. That's not the right placement. Why is this not lining up at all? Oh! That's lined up. That's lined up. Oh! I kept trying to get rid of this little thing, but you look at it, that's the spacing that we need, and this little post goes just too far up above for the spacing to work. We got there. Took too long. And at this point, I think what I'll do is I will use the body to box shadow. I'm not even kidding. This was way too much difficulty. Alright, so 20 is 5, so 6 times 5 is 30 VW. Let's just get some, I'm going to get some cleanup if I can. 25 VW, I like that. Not going to mess with that one. 90 pixels, VH, 5 goes to 15 pixels, so that's 2, 4, 6. 6 times 5 is 30 VH. Okay. Alright. What we're going to do is body. We're going to give you an outline. Do pixels solid. Okay, it's about that big. I'm just going to margin it up into one of the corners. I'm going to make the background be, let's see, so this, it's blue for most of it, and then this, I guess, honestly, if I shape it to this, it should just show up with the current system. It should show up as, oh, it won't have any background right now. With the border it has, actually, it'll just be all border if I margin it down. So let's margin it down, and let's see what we get. 100. There we go. Too much. 0 on the top, right? We're going to go 150 on the right. Let's say 150 on the bottom. Probably a little more than that. 170. There we go. And then we're going to go 0 on the left. And let's step it up a little bit here. 160. Nope. 55. 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, let's do 0. Yeah, it's 150. It is. Because once we pull this off, let's just delete it. I don't think I'll need it. I hope I won't need it. And do that. Hey, we broke something. Okay, so it got really big because it can't shrink below our the size of the margin. So what we're going to do is just give it a -10 there. Okay. That's pretty cool. And then we'll just give it like a -50 there. Ooh, let's go a little bit more. -80. Okay. Seems good enough, and let's start writing our box shadows. It's not the best solution, but if you take the gradient that's written, maybe you can do something better, or at least use it as a starting point to adjust and you know, do better. Just do better. Please do better. I'm always excited when you can do better. It's just good, you know? It's good stuff. 50 pixels and 0. We are going to do the color property so that, hey, I didn't click up there. I promise I didn't. Well, I didn't intend to, at least. All right, let's see if we can get rid of this. Is that working? That's working. All right, let's go 80, 150. There we go, 160, something like that. All right, good. Top's done. Let's work on the bottom one. So let's go 160 pixels and probably 160 pixels. Okay, it's not far enough down or far enough over. 180. That's good enough. Maybe I just do, because it doesn't have to be perfect, I could do like not 2200. It's good. And then 180 to 100. Not 2000. Come on. I can do this, I promise. 240. There we go. We're almost there. We're very close. 245. Of course, it's not going to be an easy to translate number for that one. Okay. And then we can go, we're going to go down 200 pixels again. But it's going to be, I feel like 200 pixels is going to be like 50%. We're going to, let's start with 0 and then 200 pixels. All right, not far enough over. We need a negative 50 pixels, 60, 70, 80, 5. Hit submit. Let's just see if it's going to even take the conic gradient, you know? We might end up getting dinged on just that, which would be sadness. 99.9, we did. Okay, I just 50.5. Let's just see what that does. I mean, we get that extra line over on the side, but who knows what the diffing algorithm likes to see. Okay, so 0.2, 0.3. I mean, it does look better like that, but maybe I need to do, I have these lines on the top of the bars, so maybe I need to give something a, hey, 100%, we did it. It's 0.4 instead of 0.5. That is literally all that changed. A tenth of a pixel. That's not great. Okay, so if 25 VW, so this will be 50 VW on this 200 pixels. So let's get that, Control D, 50 VW, that saves at least one character. Why am I saving characters? This, we can do 10M, that's nice. Okay, we did it. Oh, 40 pixels, I know what 40 pixels is. What was that? That is like 5 PC? No, it's 5 characters. Yeah, 5 char. Okay. Yes, it is. There we go. We did it. We went overtime, but we did it. And that feels pretty good. We did it with the conic gradient. It was a hot mess, but we did it. Always persevere. I don't have the good sense to call it quits when I should. Very stubborn sometimes. I think it's the good kind of stubborn, though, that makes you keep fighting, but I feel like I'm a reasonable person, but who knows? Can't always say that about yourself. A little bit of a bias there, right? Cool. 203 characters. That was educational. I'm not the best at positioning conic gradients, clearly. I have more work to do, more practice to do. I like it. Catch you guys later. Bye.